Welcome back again to the Smack Talk Wrestling Awards, the Writing Awards Part 3. And what right now is the best and worst Smark Out moment of the year. The best for me is the rise of Daniel Bryan post-WrestleMania. He's buried by being beaten in 18 seconds and loses his title to Sheamus. Total burial, just a way to make him look foolish while losing the title. No reason for it. They could have had a 15 to 20 minute match where Sheamus wins in the end and it would have came off just as good. There was no reason for this, but it got him sympathy. People were so pissed off about this that it ended up making him a superstar. And it made Sheamus damaged goods. Like, people were booing him and cheering Bryan. It worked in the opposite. It helped Bryan more than it helped Sheamus, and it was awesome. Like, the yes chants grew. You know, his character grew. Everything was awesome after WrestleMania. Even up to now, he's still super over ever since being bro kicked in 18 seconds. You know, what was supposed to kill his title reign, even though he lost the title and was made to look like a fool, it really helped him because, people were like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what? We're cheering for this guy anyway. And it gave him a new t-shirt. It gave him more merchandise. Fuck, it gave him an appearance on every pay-per-view slot for the rest of the year, which is more than he can say about last year, for God's sake. That's the best Smark Out moment for me. The worst, I alluded to it earlier, is Cena and Big Johnny ruining an entire pay-per-view. I mean, people think Over the Limit is shit. Other than the main event, it's not. But the main event was so bad that it makes the entire pay-per-view look like shit. That's fucking terrible. You can go back to, the technical awards when I talk to that, and I explain it more in depth. But this pile of trash main event made an otherwise very good show, to most people, seemed like it was an entire shit show. That's how bad this match was. So them ruining an entire pay-per-view, it's definitely the worst Smark Out moment of the year. It's a reason not to Smark Out, pretty much. And now finally, the best and worst storylines of the year. The best I gave to Anger Management. Why? Because when Kane and Daniel Bryan were sent there, we all thought it was going to be a cringeworthy comedy angle that was going to involve Charlie Sheen. It was going to be terrible, and what we got was comedy gold. Harold, Dr. Shelby, Kane explaining his life story, Daniel Bryan getting mad at Dr. Shelby's kid for wearing a goat mask, for calling him a goat face, to the formation of Team Hell No, to the revitalization of the tag team division. It's all been solid television, and Team Hell No is still a reason to tune in weekly. And it all started because of this angle. AJ sending both Kane and Bryan after SummerSlam to Anger Management to settle their issues. It was great. Great comedy that we never thought was going to be that great. The worst storyline of the year, and I finally get to talk about it in depth, is the whole Friday the 13th wannabe horror slasher film starring Kane, Cena, Ryder, and Eve. My God, was this shit bad. It was terrible. It did nothing but ruin Zack Ryder's career, and all it led was to, an Eve heel turn, John Cena bailing out back to his feud with The Rock, and Kane just continuing the same shit with Randy Orton, minus Ryder and Eve after he already killed Zack Ryder's career. The whole thing started off kind of cool. Kane was saying, John, you finally start embracing this hate you're getting. You've been booed for years. Start embracing it. Embellish in how much hate you get, feed off of it. Cena says, no, I'm the good guy. I'll never give in to the hate. I got my match with The Rock. And then John Cena goes to get sympathy rather than embracing the hate by siding with really popular face Zack Ryder. And it starts to get Ryder booed because of the affiliation he's doing with Cena. He's tagging with Cena. He's overexposing himself with Cena. It's Cena and Ryder versus Kane. Oh no, Kane's laid out. Cena is going to injure Ryder. Eve screaming at the top of her lungs while he's watching this. It was all bullshit. And all for what? To kill Zack Ryder's career to the point where he needs to team with Santino for the rest of the year, and Eve turns heel, and Kane... And then there was the segment where Zack Ryder's changing Eve's tire, 3 segments into the show. For a whole hour, he's changing the tire so they can escape from Kane, and then it ends with him getting chokeslammed onto a stunt pad. Just fucking terrible. Anybody who watched this angle knows how bad it was. It was an embarrassing way to start 2012. By God, was it ever. And those of you who watched it, you know what I'm talking about. So that's it for the Writing Awards. We now move on to the first part of the Performance Awards coming up next. Here we go for the Smack Talk Wrestling Awards 2012. Let's start the Performance Awards.